I'm John Nord. I'm going to show you today the second part of my lost wax casting videos. This one is dealing with the chamber that pulls the air out of your investment when you mix it, and also your flask when you pour your investment into the flask to get the air out of it also, so it can be cured and go through the burnout procedure and all of that. Anyway, I have showed previously on another video how I built my vacuum chamber for pouring the molten metal into the flask, and the vacuum chamber that pulls a vacuum on that while you're pouring the metal into it. But this one is just dealing with pulling the vacuum on the investment mix and the investment while it's liquid in the flask. So let's get started. Okay, this is what I'm talking about here. This is what I built, and I have a glass dome that goes on it here like so, and your investment would go in here, and you would pull your vacuum on the inside of this to pull the air out of that piece. First of all, you need a glass dome. And I thought, where in the world am I going to find a glass dome? Well, I just happened into a Goodwill store, and I found this one. Now, I don't know if this is a fish bowl or a vase or what it is, but it only cost me $6, and it's real thick glass, real strong, got a real thick bottom on it, and it had the room I needed to put a flask in here or my mixing cup, which is about 8 inches, well, no, it's about 7 inches tall. Anyway, so I was lucky to find this. You have to have this, and you can look around and see what you have. Make sure it's thick enough glass, though, that the vacuum don't break it. Anyway, that's your first piece that you need to find if you're going to make one of these. You have to have a glass dome. The second thing you need to do is build a platform for it. And what I did on the platform is I took a piece of 1 by 12, which measures about 11 1/4 inches actually wide. And I cut that about 10 inches long, and then I trimmed it with 1 3/4 wide by 3/4 inch thick boards. Now, I split the boards up here in the front where this valve goes through them. But that keeps the vacuum plumbing and everything and the bolts and all that up off the table. So it don't have to be real wide, but I cut mine 1 3/4 inch wide. And then I just nailed and glued that to the edges of the 1 by 12. Once I got that done, I thought about a base. And I wanted the base to be on springs so I could hit it and bounce the vacuum on it a little bit. That helps to bring air bubbles to the top. I had a piece of 3/8 thick plexiglass, and that's what I decided to use. And I like it because I could see through it right in here where the connection is. But you don't have to use plexiglass. I suppose you could use Delrin, a piece of Delrin that's hard, or maybe an old chopping block, but it has to be very, very smooth. Now, you will be using a gasket, so I guess if it does have a little bit of a texture to it, it might not be too bad, but I would rather get something that's real smooth like the plexiglass. And this 3/8 stuff is tough. You're not going to break it. So anyway, that's what I chose. And my plexiglass, I think, is about, let me see. I think I measured it previously. It's 9 1/2 inches this way and 8 inches this way. Now I will put all the parts I used in this in the description to the video. So anyway, that's the size of that. That's the size of this. I needed to put it on springs, like I said. So I got 4 3-inch long 1/4 inch bolts, and I got the washers, and I got the nylon inserted lock nuts for them. And then I went to the hardware store and you can see I got some springs. They're about 1.25 inches long, and they are probably a 1/2 inch around. And I put them in between the plexiglass and the wood. And then I torqued down the bolts on the plexiglass just enough to put some tension on the springs, not to compress the travel out of them. Now the plumbing, that was a little bit harder on this port because I thought, what am I going to use that I can seal top and bottom and still have a hole in it? And what I came up with is I had a 1/2 inch brass ball valve. Now you could use a 1/4 inch one and you wouldn't have to use the reducers that I had to use. But I had a 1/2 inch brass ball valve which cuts my vacuum on and off. And then I have a reducer here to go from 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch. And then I have a fitting 1/4 inch MPT to 1/4 inch flare, I believe it is. And that's what my hose hooks to, my vacuum hose. Over here, I have the same thing, a reducer down to 1/4 inch pipe. And then I used about a 2-inch nipple into an elbow. This is a 1/4 inch elbow. And I turn that upwards. And then, I'm hoping you can see this, but right in here, I took a 3/8 bolt and I screwed it into the top of that 1/4 inch elbow and I welded it. But before I did that, I drilled that bolt all the way down through it to the other end with a 3/16 bit. Now I did that with a small drill press and a lot of oil, and I lined it up in a good holder, and I just drilled me a hole all the way through that bolt. And that was my port. And like I say, I welded it into the elbow so it can't leak and it won't come out, because a bolt does not fit a MPT elbow. It's not the same thread, but it does go in there well enough to where you can weld it and make it fixed. Then I brought that bolt up through the plexiglass and I cut out some, I've got threads, you know, up through the bolt here, and the bolt was pretty long, so I had just all threads on it. And I took 2 nuts, one in here and one here, and then I cut me out some washers out of some silicone rubber, and then I tightened the plexiglass and the ported bolt through a hole in the plexiglass, and that sealed it. And now I have an air hole from the center of this bolt down through the elbow and out the flare port. So when I pull vacuum, it's pulling it all the way to here, which is inside my dome. I took a 8x8 piece of 3/16 rubber. This is just a rubber gasket, it's silicone rubber, and I cut out a gasket to fit around the port and on my table here, my top surface. Now what you have to pay attention to is you have to see what size your dome is, your glass dome, and make sure your plexiglass is the right size to fit your dome, and then make sure you're placing your port to where it will come out inside the dome, and you still have room for the glass dome to seal with the port inside the dome, and for it to seal on the table. That's the hardest part of this, is just to make sure you get that right. And you can see my dome fits right over that, and I look to be sure that I'm on top of the gasket all the way around, and I don't know how well you can see that, but the port is right here inside the glass dome. Now when I'm pulling a vacuum here, I open up my valve and vacuum starts pulling through that port inside the glass dome, and it pulls it down onto the table. Now you will have your flask inside that. I don't have my mixing bottle in here, but I just went to a kitchen store and I found a good solid square plastic container. I think it was probably a canister or something, but it's heavy duty, and I cut the top down to fit my glass dome, And I mix my investment in a big mixing bowl. Then I pour that investment into that canister type container that I made, and that's what I put inside my dome to pull the air out of the investment. Then, after I've pulled the vacuum on that investment in the container, I release my vacuum. I take the container out of the glass dome, and then I'll have my flask taped up with tape, and I'll have a rubber cap on this end with my sprue and my wax in it, and I will pour that investment into the flask. I'll be careful to pour it down the side, away from the wax pieces that are inside so I don't destroy them. And once I got it full to about here, about a ½ inch from the top, and I'm covered my wax items, it's ready for a vacuum to be pulled on it. And so I take this and I set it inside here, and then I put my glass dome over it like this. And I pull a vacuum and I watch that flask and it will be bubbling. And when the bubbles kind of stop, I just kind of hit this and it bounces on the springs that I've put in here, and it makes more bubbles come to the top. And I watch to watch the vacuum pull those bubbles out of the investment. And once it looks pretty clear, and you can't go real long because you only have about 8 minutes to work that investment. So once you get to a point that you've got to quit and you've got the most bubbles you can get out of it, then I release the vacuum, pull the glass dome off, take this and put it over and let it dry. And I let it sit. I usually let it sit overnight, but I think you can use it in about 3 to 4 hours, maybe shorter. And then I put that in my burnout oven to burn the wax out of it. But that's not what we're going over today. I just wanted to tell you that whole procedure. Now, we're going to pull a vacuum on this table so I can show you that it will pull this dome down on it and it won't move. And that way you know it's working good. I don't want to mix up investment just for this demonstration because investment is a little bit costly. But anyway, I'm going to show you just by how it pulls the dome down on this. Like I showed in my other video, this is my vacuum pump. It's 110 volt, half horsepower, 5 CFM. I bought it on Amazon. I think it was about $130. And it does a great job on pulling vacuum on lost wax casting. All you need to make this work is to have this is a flare fitting and this is a flare fitting, and you need a hose to connect to the two. Usually a auto repair shop, not a repair shop, but a parts store, will sell those for air conditioning gauges. And my gauges, I used to do a lot of mechanicking, and I have a set of R12 AC gauges, and that's what I use. And it gives me a little control. It's got the gauges so I can see how much vacuum I'm pulling. If you're just gonna use a hose, then I suggest running this out a little bit and putting a vacuum gauge on here so you can see how much vacuum you're pulling. But since I had AC gauges that I'm using, I can see the vacuum on my gauges. And I can also open and close valves on that manifold to do what I want to with the vacuum. So if you can pick up an old set of R12 AC gauges, people don't use them no more for AC because you can't use R12 no more. It would be great for this purpose, but you don't have to have that. All you need is a hose to connect from there to here, and it's flare fittings. Now, if you need to get a hose to connect it a different way, like you could have some other type of fittings, then certainly. Anyway, I'm going to hook up my gauge here. These are my AC gauges. And I run one hose to the vacuum pump, which is right here. And I run the other hose to the table, which is right here. And then I'm just going to hook my gauges to the handle over here. Make sure everything's tight. I've got this valve closed at the moment. And I'm going to put my dome on here, and I'm going to make sure I've got it to where the gasket will seal it right. And then we will turn this on and see what we got. Okay, you can hear the vacuum pump change. That's when I open this valve. So it's pulling a vacuum inside this dome. Okay, you can see here the vacuum is complete. I can pick up the whole unit with the glass dome and it doesn't fall off. So we have a very strong vacuum inside this dome. I can release my AC gauge right here. And there goes the vacuum. And now the dome comes off. Now, like I say, if you don't have the AC gauges, all you would have to do is crack open one of the lines to release the vacuum. Or you can get fancy and you can put you a port that a valve controls to bleed it off, like over here. But I'm just doing it this way. So you can see that the unit does work. It works great. I've already casted pieces with this, using this dome, and everything's turned out great. So check that out. It's a very inexpensive piece. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I was just trying to show you, I like to make a lot of my shop tools. A vacuum setup like this costs a good bit of money. And this one's very durable. I can work on it. I don't have to order any special parts. I can go to the hardware store and replace anything that I need. All you really need is a vacuum pump, a hose, glass dome, and then build your platform with a little bit of plumbing. And you've got a really good unit to use in lost wax casting. So hey, check out my channel. I've got a lot more videos, and I'm going to be bringing more videos of lost wax casting as I complete them. So thanks, and like and subscribe, and send me a comment. I love to answer my comments. See y'all later.